So a third of the petitions are on that single issue.
I think MPs have to take note of this. I'm personally against restoration of the death penalty, but I think the worst thing for the House of Commons to do is to say this is all very inconvenient. We dealt with this 13 years ago, we're not going to talk about it again. If people really mind about it and are asking us to debate it, then I think we should, and explain why, if we don't restore the death penalty, why that's the right thing to do.
Crime in general features heavily, with more than two-thirds of the petitions directed to the Ministry of Justice, mostly on sentencing or prisons policy. Human rights are another bugbear for petitioners, with 14 calling for withdrawal from the European Court of Human Rights or the abolition of the Human Rights Act. New petitions are being published regularly, but so far there are none on climate change or tuition fees, despite them being among the most controversial topics in recent months. But the website seems to be struggling with the level of interest. Would-be petitioners have been confronted with error messages all day. Well, earlier today we brought together Paul Staines, aka the blogger Guido Fawkes, who's leading the campaign on the death penalty, and the Labour MP Paul Flynn. And I asked him whether MPs should listen more to the demands of constituents.
Do we represent the views of our constituents? Yes, as far as we can. But there are occasions where we don't follow public opinion. When public opinion is wrong, we have to lead public opinion. And this is an important area where the House has shown a more mature judgment on this over the past 40 years.
Oh, that's
We've led Europe in getting rid of capital punishment.
That's contentious. Paul, it's a mature judgment. I mean,
yes.
You're a progressive elite. The whole of the all parties. Oh, come on. No, all party leaders went to Oxbridge. You've got those kind of metropolitan values. You know, this is not. There is a regressive majority in this country on this issue.
Are you rejecting that basic proposition that it is the job of politicians to lead, not just follow the mob?
Well, no, if you look at the values of MPs compared to the values of the people they're supposed to represent, they are by long chalk far more progressive than actually the country is. And it's the same for the media. So we have no wonder why people are disenchanted with politicians and the media, because they don't reflect what most people in this country feel.
Paul Staines, isn't the danger that these are a bunch of lost causes?
If you believe in not just my issue, but say EU referendum, and no party is offering an EU referendum, despite all three of them promising an in-out EU referendum, what are we to do? Just give up? So we've got to try.
Yes, but you know perfectly well that there isn't a government of any of the modern parties that would ever get out of the European Union. Yet we dangle this before them as a possibility, as the public pretending it's going to happen. There isn't a parliament...
Well, you've just admitted that politicians are lying to the people.
I'm not saying I'm not defending the manifesto. I'm not going into those details. We're just on the practicality of it. There isn't a parliament composed of the president MPs that's going to vote against public...
Is it any wonder the public is completely disenchanted with the political class?
No, the public aren't completely disenchanted. There are a group of people who aren't politically disenchanted. We're being driven by the Daily Mail that has a particular agenda of this. They and the Conservatives are building up an expectation that things are going to change, where they both know there's not a hope in hell of changing.
And the right-wing blogs, isn't it the case, Paul Staines, that a lot of the right-wing blogs whip up the mob and offer them false hope that they can achieve something?
Speaking to the liberal media, I think we are in tune with popular opinion on this, and you and Paul are out of tune with what most people want. There is no
But you have to be. That's the job of a politician. If you wanted a politician just to follow public opinion
what kind of democracy is
we could elect... Wait a minute, let me finish the point. You could elect a computer to do the job. We want politicians to make their own judgment.
OK, last word, Paul Staines.
It's right that we should. And if you are going to improve society, have reforms, you don't follow public opinion slavishly. You make your own judgment.
This is the problem, is it, Paul Staines?
Yes. I mean, they don't represent... Who can you vote for if you want to leave the EU? Who can you vote for if you want to have the death penalty restored? These are all majority opinions of the country.
There are small parties who support all these causes. Of course, people can vote for them, and some people do. But the majority still vote for the main parties, and so they should. And if we're going to make any progress in civilising our world, we have to take those decisions not on what the public opinion is saying en masse, but what is going to work. And capital punishment doesn't work. It doesn't reduce crime. It doesn't reduce the number of murders.
Paul Staines and Paul Flynn going at it over e-petitions. Now, at 7:28, over to Simon for a roundup of tonight's main news.